That was Can't Be Me by Russ. He's one of my favorite artists out right now. Anyhow, this is the Change Goods Brand Podcast, the very first episode. I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is going to be a dry run, practice imperfect, so this is going to be one of my first podcasts that I've ever done / vlog. Anyhow, the name of this very first episode is going to be called the Mamba Mortality. What I'm going to speak on is how the death of Kobe Bryant impacted my life and actually driven me to start this podcast and then to launch my business and my brand. So anyhow, for those of you who don't know, Kobe Bean Bryant, let's see, where should I begin? Born August 23rd, 1978. He passed away January 26th, 2020. For those of you who don't know, he was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets in 1996, then he was acquired by the Lakers, where he went on to win 5 NBA championships, 2 Finals MVPs, 18 NBA All-Stars, and 11 first-team All-NBAs. And his list goes long. It's a really long list, and he's a well-decorated athlete. And he's mostly known for his work ethic, which is where I'm going with this. Anyhow, I remember where I was at when Kobe Bryant passed away. I was at work. My girl called me and she was like, "Hey, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, everything's fine. What's going on?" And she's like, "Well, are you sure you're okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then she goes, "Did you hear about Kobe Bryant?" And I was like, "Nah, what's up?" And then she's like, "Well, Kobe Bryant died today." And I was like, that's probably some joke. I actually thought it was a social media hoax or something like that. I was told her, actually. I was like, people will put things on the internet and they fake celebrity deaths all the time, so I'm not pretty sure. So anyhow, I did a quick Google search, and the first thing to pop up, sure enough, was Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. The first thing that came through my mind when I heard that was, no way. And I was like, it was too soon for him. And then a sensation came over me where I actually felt sad. Like, not saying that death doesn't bother me or anything like that. It's just that I genuinely felt sad for Kobe Bryant passing away, as if I felt like it was unfair for him. And then so I started wondering, why did I feel that way? And was there any particular reason why I felt that way? Because one, I'm a Miami Heat fan. I wasn't a really big Kobe Bryant fan, but I'm also notorious for not being a very big Michael Jordan fan, which that's something we'll later talk about. But anyhow, but yeah, I wasn't a really big fan. I didn't care for the Lakers. Like, I wasn't a fan of the Lakers. I didn't dislike the Lakers also, but I wasn't a really big fan of the Lakers. Anyhow, what really crossed my mind was, why did it impact me? And then I got to thinking, like, what makes him any different than any other celebrity that passed away that I've never felt genuinely sad about them passing away? So I had to think about it. Like, what is it about him that makes me sad? And then I realized it was actually, I respected him. Like, Kobe Bryant was known for just his work ethic, his can't stop, won't stop. Sometimes his bravado sometimes came off as brash and cocky. And I think that's kind of some of the stuff I didn't like about him, because I don't like overly cocky people, but now the more mature that I've become, that I realize that there's no difference between cocky and confident, because sometimes some people view being confident in yourself as being cocky, And so, but anyhow, back onto the subject, I was just thinking about, like, I admired him. Like, I respected him, whether I was a Laker fan or a Kobe Bryant fan or not. I truly respected this man. and his work ethic. And I guess somehow he actually impacted my life in order to want to work hard towards something that I wanted. His work ethic was transparent, and it actually rubbed off on millions of people, not even just myself. Like, people were truly sad about him passing as well, but this is more or less how I felt about it and how I was impacted by his death. So then, later on, you come to find out that his daughter Gianna was in there as well, as long as with 7 other passengers in the helicopter crash. This was a truly tragic event. I guess, like, you just never know when's your time to go. And you can't pick and choose who's going to be there with you when you go, because I can almost guarantee that there's no father in the world that would want for their child to die with them. You know, and I feel especially sad for Vanessa Bryant and his other daughters that he had. And the situation is truly sad. It's truly sad. But where I'm going with this is just that I want to talk about the reason why I felt so sad is that I felt like Kobe Bryant was taken too soon. And then it got me to thinking about my life, and then I saw how much he impacted everyone else's life and how all these people were truly gathering together and was impacted by somebody who they never met before. Like, even me, I never met Kobe Bryant, and I was sad about it, and I was trying to understand, why is it that I'm so sad about Kobe Bryant passing away? And it's because I think no matter where you go ever in this world, the one thing that I think will always be respected is hard work ethic and self-confidence. And what I mean by that is, I just think that maybe you should try to, focus on the things that you really want in your life, and then live your life truly to the fullest. And a lot of people say these things to be cliche, but I come to find that it's about time you gotta start living with intention and living with purpose. And what I mean by that is, like, people go by every day of their life, and I was someone who was guilty of that people lived every day of their life repeating the same routine, staying stagnant, and then falling and piggybacking off, like, somebody who's piggybacking off someone who sees that their happiness is also your happiness, but it's not really your happiness. And I don't know, I think I'm poorly portraying how that's supposed to come out, but one thing you have to realize is just that life's too short to not do what you want to do. And you have to be happy with doing the things that you want to do. And what I mean by that is, when you wake up in the morning, what do you desire? Like, what is it that you actually truly want to get done that day? What is your reason for actually living? And then that sounds like somewhat of a dark, like, sad thing to say, but so many people, like, live their life and have no idea what their purpose is in life. And why is it that they're, that's some action going on. Ooh. Yeah, I'm shooting this video in my garage right now, so that's pretty funny. So yeah, but no, what I was saying is just that a lot of people don't have any purpose in life, and I don't mean that in a negative way, like saying people are fucking losers or anything like that. I'm just trying to say that people need to wake up and discover what it is out there that they actually truly, that drives them, that makes them want to be the person that they really want to be. Then you have to think about, who is the person that you want to be? And then once you discover that person, who it is that you want to be, you have to aim for it and work at it every day, non-stop, until you achieve even the smallest small-term goal should be just enough motivation to keep you going. Like as if you were working out. Some people think that I have to do 20 push-ups in order to be able to work out. When realistically, if you can only do 3, your workout consists of only doing 3 push-ups. Then the next time you shoot to do 4. Then you shoot to do 5. And then that's a small-term goal and you're living within your means. It's so many people get caught up in this superficial life to where they live by the standards that other people have. And I can tell you, newsflash, is that some people preach a lot of stuff and do not even practice it themselves. Like, there's tons of people, like, I see on social media that say things and then contradict themselves the next day. And they post about it. And you can see it. And I had this thing that I started doing that I don't engage in any negative conversation on social media because it's an exercise in futility. But I tend to wander a lot. And so I've got to be sure to come on the place. I'm a little bit nervous about this first podcast, guys. Forgive me. But anyhow, no excuses. But the purpose of it is just that you got to start somewhere. That's why this podcast, I'm going to post it and let everyone know that, like, you got to start somewhere. Like, no, like, when you first got on a bike, you didn't get on the bike and you didn't just take off riding and then, like, doing tail whips, then wheelies and things like that, and then jumping off the ramp. It took a lot of time. Think about everything in your life that you've become skilled at or something that you've done. It all came with hard work and then consistency and tenacity. Like, you had to consistently perform the same thing because you desired it. It's like when you wanted to learn to drive a car, when you wanted to learn how to swim, when you wanted to learn how to write, when you wanted to learn how to read. It was inside of you that it was something that you wanted to achieve. So your dreams and your goals are attainable. You just lose sight of them. And then it's just, we're so easily discouraged now. And I think they're like, I think that people care too much about the opinions of others. And I really think that people need to let the hate in their heart, like, get out. Because you have to, like, everybody fucks up, man. Everybody fucks up in their life. And some people feel sorry for themselves. And I'm not trying to say, like, I'm not victim, what do they call it? I'm not victim blaming. That's what I mean. I'm not trying to victim blame, because there's some people and there's certain types of mental health issues that also go along with it. And there's some things that stems from deeper roots that people have struggled with, like depression and things like that. And but if you can shake it, I think the only thing I'm trying to say is that the world is out there, and everything presents an opportunity. Whether you tried something and you failed, there's a lesson in there that teaches you to try it again, and you can do it better than you did before. I'd say almost 90% of the time, you will be able to do better than you did the first time. And this podcast, this series, my brand, everything, all of this stuff is new to me, but I'm just willing to put it out there. And unfortunately, the death of Kobe Bryant is the one that opened my eyes that I don't have much time left. I want to leave a legacy behind on the thoughts in my head that I want to be able to motivate people to do things that they think is impossible, because I'm no one, but I'm going to be someone. But I am a person, and I'm a soul, and I have a kind heart, and I have made mistakes. There's people who would say things about me that may be true, may not be true, and may be a little jaded, and maybe me being a coward sometimes may have not given any closure to certain situations that I let go of that. And I feel like some people they harbor too many emotions, and they're too fearful of confronting their demons and addressing issues that they need to let go of in order to find true happiness. But I'm really here making this first podcast to let everyone know that you should really, really, really do. Here's something that I do every day, and it's been circulating around a lot now. It's all about mindset. So one of the things that I am looking to achieve is that I have had the tightest hip flexors of all time, all my life. One of the things that I'm working on is trying to achieve a more flexible pelvic region. I know it's not like bigger arms, a big chest, six-pack abs, although I may have some of those already. And some people may say it's easy for me to say that, being from where I come from, or you've always looked like that since you were a kid or not. But honestly, I've loved exercise all my life. I've always been an active lifestyle personality type. From whether I was playing basketball, I would try my hand at anything that was athletic, that within reason, if I find it enjoyable. There's certain things I do not find enjoyable, so I tend to focus on things that interest me, and that keeps my focus on the straight and narrow. But like, I found Pilates, and Pilates has been great to me because I love functional. I was a big plyometrics guy. I wasn't really big into weight training and things like that because I don't like the big bulky muscles, even though there's nothing wrong with that. If you're that person who likes bulky muscles, do you. What I'm saying is find your purpose in life. Wake up every morning. Every morning, find a set time that you're going to wake up every day, and then hold yourself accountable. Accountability is huge. Like, when you say that you're going to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, you set your alarm clock. And if you know you're a snooze person, set your alarm for 4:50 a.m. Give you 10 minutes to judge yourself and be like, I'm going to wake up at 5, but let me just sleep 10 more minutes. I got a news flash for you. 10 more minutes of sleep is bullshit. Like, complete bullshit. Like, I used to tell myself that all the time. It was like, oh, I just want 5 more minutes. What the hell is 5 more minutes of sleep going to do to you? The best thing to do is just to get up on your feet, and I like to get up and I walk straight out to the garage. I listen to Motiversity on YouTube. Get some inspiration. It has Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Rock, Tony Robbins, and it has all those people. And I listen to them. They pep talk me up. Then I paid and I got the Calm app. I think it's like $75 for the year, but tremendously since I've been doing it, it has helped me a lot, like a whole lot. And what I'm looking for is just that I hope that everyone would get from this first podcast is, first of all, it's going to be completely shitty. It's going to be scatterbrained. I didn't write it down. I was almost going to use an excuse of not being organized as to not do it. And then I thought it was contradicting the point that I was trying to make on actually doing the podcast anyway. So I just went outside in my garage and I just shot the thing and I was going to go. I had this idea that this was going to be my first podcast that I did. And so I'm doing it. And then the only thing I want to let people know is just that I'm willing to invest my time into becoming a better person, a less fearful person, a more thoughtful person, a kind person, and most of all, thanks to Gary Vee, a more empathetic person. Every day that I wake up, I knock out a small term goal that I've had. I've been listening to Wim Hof. I did the 20-day cold shower challenge. And guess what? I can only take cold showers now. And granted, I'm in Florida. So I'm in Florida and it's hot. I questionably think that it's kind of like warm water, but it's not really cold. But I can tell you all I do is I turn it on and the shower's cold. I take the cold showers. I meditate 10 minutes a day. just 10 minutes. I'm not trying to sit there and become a monk and be able to meditate for hours. I would love that, and I need to do more of that. So I'm gonna do 10 minutes I'm about 2 months in on doing 10 minutes consistently. So I'm hoping to up that up to like 20 minutes. But it's nice to sit in stillness and quiet time in order to be able to get inside your own head and then get deeper into it. So I was trying to see if there was anything that I could think of to, let me see. So I just want everyone to know that Kobe Bryant inspired me to start this podcast. Unfortunately, it came at the hand of his tragic death. But I really want everyone to realize where I'm trying to go with this. And I know I was all over the place, but stick with me. I'm going to try to do this podcast at first once a week. My goal is going to be every Monday, Wednesday, Friday is to be able to put out a new episode. But anyhow, where I'm going with this is just that you never know when your life is going to be over. You never know when that person who you care about is going to be taken away from you. You don't know what's going to happen in life. Nothing is promised. Some people live to die young and they live to grow old. Some people live to grow old and they die super young. That's the interchangeable circle of life that balances itself out. Now, the reality is you want to live every day of your life as if tomorrow is promised to you. And I mean that in a positive way. A lot of people say live like there's no tomorrow, like it's your last day, or the Tim McGraw song, live like you're dying. But I really think that you should actually live every day of your life like you're going to live until you're 120. That means you should eat properly. You should definitely stop smoking cigarettes. You should definitely maybe slow down your alcohol consumption, if not drink at all. You should definitely try to get as much rest as possible. And I have 3 children. One's 4, one's 2, and the other one's a newborn. And I just want to let you know that there's no excuses for anything, guys. And I hope you guys don't get distracted by my scatterbrainness, but the moral of this story is to get out, pursue your dreams, work hard, stay focused, and no matter what it is that you do, just make sure that everything that you do, you give it your hardest, and just wake up every day with a purpose and some intent. And get out there, keep going, and change for good.